When solid metal yields to pressure and fractures, that macroscopic failure is dictated entirely by its microscopic, three-dimensional internal alignment, known as crystalline anisotropy. To predict how a material will bend, break, or conduct heat, engineers must take the complex 3D spatial orientations of these microscopic crystals and flatten them onto a readable 2D analytical map. This problem is the domain of 3D orientation mapping, and its primary mathematical tool is the stereographic projection. The geometry begins by isolating a single cubic unit cell at the exact center of a 3D coordinate system. This schematic isolates a central unit cell and defines its decision direction, a vector extending perpendicular from a crystal face. To map it, we enclose the cell within a perfect reference sphere. The intersection where that vector pierces the surface is the pole. By tracking the coordinates of these extreme points, we establish a reliable framework to plot the crystal's spatial orientation. This diagram illustrates the core mechanic, casting spatial data from the 3D reference sphere directly onto a flat 2D projection plane. The standard trajectory traces a line from point P on the upper hemisphere, passing downward through the equatorial plane and terminating at the South Pole. Flattening a sphere inherently forces a mathematical compromise. A 2D map cannot perfectly preserve both original surface area and original intersection angles simultaneously. This graphic compares the resulting geometries. On the right is the equal area or Schmidt projection, noted for its uniform grid density. The Schmidt method preserves area ratios across the circle, making it a reliable choice for comparing statistical density. However, forcing the area to remain constant distorts the intersecting angles of the grid lines, which obscures the geometric relationships between crystal planes. Contrast this with the stereographic, or wolf protection, shown on the left. The visual distortion here is obvious. The grid squares stretch and expand significantly as they radiate outward from the projection center. But the wolf projection possesses one paramount advantage: it is strictly equiangular. Every intersection on this grid perfectly maintains its true, original geometric angle. Because the specific angular relationship between crystal faces defines a material's structural symmetry, the wolf projection serves as the mandatory standard in crystallography. To map crystal texture accurately, we sacrifice area consistency to protect the true angles. This diagram provides a rigorous 2D cross-section of our reference sphere, allowing us to derive the exact coordinates mathematically. We begin with our input variable, point P, representing a single crystal pole positioned on the northern hemisphere. The position of P is defined by the colatitude, alpha, the angle measured straight down from the North Pole axis. We execute the projection rule by drawing a straight line from point P directly to the South Pole. This schematic identifies the critical intersection, the exact spot where the downward projection line crosses the horizontal equatorial plane, marked here as P'. That specific intersection, P', is the final 2D plotted coordinate we need to calculate. To find its distance from the center, we isolate the right triangle formed by the origin, the South Pole, and point P'. Based on inscribed angle geometry, the angle situated at the South Pole is exactly half of the initial colatitude, or alpha over 2.
Applying the basic tangent function, dividing the opposite side by the adjacent side, solves for the length of the horizontal radius line. This yields the governing equation for stereographic cartography. The projection radius, r, equals the sphere radius, r, multiplied by the tangent of alpha over 2. This single radius variable strictly dictates how far from the origin our pole will sit on the final 2D plot. Through a straightforward geometric proof, the 3D physical orientation of the crystal is secured as a computable 2D analytical coordinate. While the geometry is precise, mapping thousands of microscopic crystals across a bulk material requires translating this proof into a sequential algorithm. This algorithm matrix shows the first step, taking the crystal plane of interest and defining it as a unit normal vector, designated as h. The immediate problem is a coordinate mismatch. Vector h is mapped relative to the crystal's internal orientation, but our 2D canvas requires the fixed external coordinate system of the laboratory sample. To align them, an orientation matrix is applied to rotate the vector. By multiplying our reference vector h by the inverse orientation matrix, we output the transformed vector, h', perfectly aligned to the sample coordinate system. This algorithmic block takes that new 3D vector and breaks it into workable spherical coordinates. Longitude, phi, is calculated using the arctangent of the y and x components. Latitude, theta, is extracted using the arccosine of the z-axis component. In the final step, the algorithm combines these spherical coordinates with the tangent radius rule we derived earlier to generate exact Cartesian coordinates on the canvas. The final x pixel is the stereographic radius multiplied by the cosine of the longitude. And the final y pixel is that same stereographic radius multiplied by the sine of the longitude. This strict pipeline, matrix rotation followed by spherical coordinate mapping, is the exact mathematical engine powering modern crystallographic analysis software. This diagram displays the result of running that stereographic algorithm across all symmetrically equivalent orientations of a single cubic crystal simultaneously. This dense web of specific nodes and intersecting great circles is the crystallographic master pattern. Specific standard pole figures are extracted directly from this map. Isolating the basic 100 family planes yields a simple, highly symmetric distribution of poles. Moving to the 110 family planes visualizes the structural symmetry of the material as distinct intersecting edges curving near the circumference. These perfectly symmetrical models are theoretical ideals. They serve as the baseline benchmarks required to diagnose actual defective physical materials. This matrix outlines how researchers apply that theoretical baseline in physical laboratories using advanced material characterization techniques. Traditional 2D X-ray diffraction yields a broad structural average, but it lacks the nanoscale spatial resolution necessary to map localized grain orientations. For precise crystal plasticity, the current research standard is electron backscatter diffraction, or EBSD. Inside a scanning electron microscope, EBSD physically acquires the material's full 3D angular orientation data dynamically, processing it through our derived algorithms to plot accurate pole figures automatically. The strict abstract mathematics of stereographic cartography provide the baseline algorithms that allow electron microscopy to map and decode the physical structures of the materials we rely on.